What is up, guys? Welcome to another stream. So I'm using StreamYard today. Do let me know in the chat if everything seems all right. No viewers yet. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so do put in the chat if everything seems all right. And we will be checking out all of the HEX chart, including BTC versus HEX, HEX versus ETH. The normal chart, we're going to be looking at some of the whales that are selling, or not really whales, dolphins that are selling in HEX. We'll talk about the GBTC issue, the premium or the deficit being larger than it's ever been, right? Morning, Monkey Magic. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Loud and clear, awesome. Pearl, how are you doing? Welcome to the video, guys. Thanks for coming. I always appreciate all of you guys' support, especially the early ones. Let's open up the chart. If it's going to be a little bit should be all right. Good, awesome. I'm glad it looks good. Yeah, so let's jump right into it. Firstly, let's start off with HEX. So there's been a little bit of selling going on just as I went live. This massive guy over here selling 200,000 HEX. Either way, I should probably pull up Extranaut over here. Okay, I'll go back to the GBTC. So there is this massive guy, DO1. He has been selling the price down continuously throughout the bear market, right? And he's now recently started selling again. His name is DO1. D01 is the end of his wallet address, right? So this is his address over here. We'll just close that. We can see that 2 days ago he sent out 39 million HEX to this. So there's a chopper going over my head now. Yeah, so he sent like a lot to this address here. How many was that? 38 million, right? He actually emergency end staked it. We can check at the emergency end stake here. We can see 1 million, he wasted $1 million. This went to the contract address. This then gets paid out to the stakers, right? So he sent 15 million to this new address over here, where funnily enough, he's selling like really, really slowly. Like, look at this. $800, $3,000, $8,000, 1,000, 2,000, 1,300, a 60K sell over here. So yeah, Hans, how does this whale selling off impact TA? So BP, great to see you too. Everything is going well. I can't complain. So this is a good question. I mean, technical analysis is simply just a chart of overall emotions, right? Of overall market movements. So somebody has to sell the bottom. I heard the DJ Cryptomatic on the Discord syndicate also asked the same question, where we had this massive dump. When we had this massive dump down here, where I said this was a Wyckoff check, right? We should probably pull that up, as it's it looks pretty good still. Maybe I have it up on here. So we are waiting for that retest of these lower levels, right? Remember this retest. So we need to retest these bottom levels once more for the Wyckoff check to play out. So this might be it coming up now. I mean, it doesn't really change anything. This is just a visual representation of the market, right? And putting in one guy's move, I don't think anything changes. So I'm expecting a move all the way down to 2.8 cents. That would be very normal. AKA Dopey. Yeah, so he's got lots of different names. Yeah, so he's slowly selling off the price here. At least he hasn't dumped, but you should have known when he emergency end staked and lost $1 million, he was going to start selling again. Yeah, so this is his address. He still has so much, like 269 million hex to sell. Hopefully he doesn't sell everything, right? Hopefully he doesn't sell it all at once. But this massive seller down here, this 200K, is someone else. This dude still has some to dump. So he recently dumped 400,000. And he still has, he dumped 400,000 US dollars and he still has 622,000. So, I mean, there's so much selling pressure going on. And yeah, let's look at the indicators to give us an indication of how low we currently are. So the RSI has finally broken down here. So this is a new low, or not really yet. Did we really get this low on the RSI back here? Yeah, we did. So this is actually a good buy. Let's pull up the MFI as well. Sorry, this is the 4 hour. I should go to the daily. Yeah. So the dump down here got us to 38. I'm looking at this number down here. So we finally made new lows. So this is good to see. At least we're starting to go down now on the RSI, because there's still a little bit more downwards to go. I mean, technically the buy area, or now they call it oversold, but a market can't really get oversold. I mean, it's just, it can go much lower. And when it's overbought up here, it can go much higher than you ever thought possible. So yeah, down here, we need to go down here, unfortunately, before it's a good buy. The MFI, this normally I put this on a 12. This is all Pulse Lord's technical analysis for Hex. So do go check him out on YouTube. He doesn't stream that often. I think he streamed or made a video like a month ago, but he's a busy guy. So we got a little bit overbought down here on the MFI. The stochastic was a go, but the RSI was still pretty high. So it wasn't the perfect buy signal. I unfortunately went in here after selling the top up here. Remember, I only trade with a very small percentage of my overall portfolio. A very, very small percentage, because you will get wrecked. So yeah, it needs to come down here. Unfortunately, there's like a few days left of selling to go. Maybe at the end of the month, we get the climax of the selling. But these indicators are pretty low, which is good to see. At least these guys are selling slowly. What they should do, I don't know if he has a limit order, because he's selling it through 1 inch. Now, I'm not sure if your coins actually show in your wallet if you have a limit order on 1 inch, right? Old enough to know better. Team Shove It. What's up, dude? Morning to you as well. It's afternoon where I'm at, but I like to stream this time of the day because then pretty much the whole world can watch, right? The Aussies, it's late night at the Aussies. It's early in the morning for you guys in the US. Something interesting. I mean, BTC is moving in this darn ass tight range, right? Nothing. Let's get these lines as accurate as possible. Extend the right line. So you can see if we're still in this, if you're wrong with lines, you just readjust them. So we've almost broken out of this channel here, or what's this, a symmetrical triangle. People are calling this a bear flag, but a bear flag does not look like that. A bear flag looks like this, with the price moving in like this. This is a bear flag. This is a symmetrical triangle. Maybe I should pull it up for you guys. Symmetrical. Yeah, and to come back to that question, how does these whales selling affect technical analysis? Just look at what Richard Hart did. Like, he did technical analysis at the top of the bull market and said, right, we've fallen out of the parabola. Normally, Bitcoin does 80% retracements. I mean, that is out and out technical analysis, if it's anything at all. Like, he could never have predicted the FTX fallout, the Grayscale discount, etc., right? So this is a symmetrical triangle. Let's pull it up for you guys here. Symmetrical triangles are chart pattern characterized by two converging trends. Okay. It consolidates in a way that generates the breakout targets of the symmetric is equal to the distance between the initial high and the low. Let's measure that for you guys. Now remember, this is going to affect the whole market, right? From the bottom to the top. So it could be either bearish or bullish. I'm not quite sure. I'm not a pattern trader at all. And you have your measured moves. This takes you all the way to like 13K. 9 p.m. in Aussie land. Okay, cool. Is there a bottom parabola? I don't think so. I've played with it a little bit with the hex price, but I don't think so. Because the parabola tends to the upside, right? I don't think you get a parabola to the downside. So this measured move, if we break to the downside, is all the way to 13K for Bitcoin. And I've seen when Bitcoin starts breaking down, you get the people panicking in Hex since they start selling. So 13K, interesting enough, is literally the candle body close of last times of 2018's market top, right? You can also see how beautifully the market tested it before the COVID downtrend. The 14K touched it and it came down. Yeah, so this is a very good target, actually, 13K. We can obviously go deeper. Your next target would then be at the Richard Hart target at 10.7K. And then you have your bears obviously calling for the 6K level, your perma bears, right? We closed above the, and this is the Wyckoff check. We can look at Hex as well and see where Hex check. And you can see just how beautifully the 6K held support back here before the final breakdown into our bear market bottom. It held support during the COVID dip. So yeah, there are your three targets. And on the shorter time frame, we're so close to the capitulation event. Now, interestingly enough, check now Grayscale. This Grayscale premium. You can buy Grayscale or Bitcoin on the stock market, right? And it's down to 45%. The deepest it has ever been. Like, let's do a measured move from where we're currently at, right, to 45%. I'm going to take off these indicators. They're not needed. So that means paper Bitcoin is on a 45% discount. So this means it can go down 45% more, right? So Bitcoin is trading on GBTC at literally 9,000 US dollars. But they tweeted out, when was this? Yesterday, the 19th of November. They tweeted out that due to recent events, investors are understandably inquiring deeper into crypto investments. In this thread, we have compiled additional information about the safety and security of the assets held by our digital products. Each of Grayscale's digital assets products is set up as a separate legal entity and investment trust for single asset products and limited liability companies for diversified products. The laws, regulations, and documents that define Grayscale's digital assets product prohibit the digital assets underlying the products from being lent, borrowed, or otherwise encumbered. So they're not leveraged up, pretty much. They're not borrowing it out. They're not lending against it. And encumbered, I'm not quite sure what that means. All digital assets that underlie Grayscale's digital asset products are stored under the custody of Coinbase Custody Trust Company. So held by Coinbase, right? To be perfectly clear, the BTC underlying Grayscale Bitcoin Trust are owned by GBTC and GBTC alone. Coinbase frequently performs an on-chain validation. Due to security concerns, we do not make such on-chain wallet information and confirmation information publicly available. So they pretty much don't want to show the assets that they hold. And look how the asset continues to dump. I mean, is GBTC the next one to collapse? I mean, this could be. I mean, apparently they are selling, like I saw a tweet earlier today, that they are selling GBTC, but people are speculating that because they earn 2% on 2% fees, that is the BTC that they're selling. But this is scary. I mean, it continues to go down. And I mean, if Bitcoin is trading, paper Bitcoin is trading at 9K, no one's going to be buying it, especially that the institutions aren't going to be buying it at 16K, right? So that's a bit of an external risk here. And frankly, we do not want to see Bitcoin drop down to these levels. Although it would be cheap Bitcoin if you're interested in buying Bitcoin, but BTC has never dropped this significantly in recent years, right? Especially not in the bear markets. I think it did 93 back here, but this was, I mean, this was October 2011, and that bull market lasted so short, right? Is this the index? Yeah, this is all of the history. So 86% over there, 84% over here. Now we're getting diminishing returns to the top. I would expect you would get diminishing returns to the downside as well, right? So 84% or an 85%. So we did 84 back there. Like, are we really going to do more this bull run after we only did like 2,000%? I find that highly unlikely and not very healthy, right? You want to protect your highs that you made previously. Maybe we should pull up the HEX on version 1. And we can do that same analysis on the monthly to see where we might be going, right? So you can just see the confluence here. It held as resistance. This is 1.8 cents. Now we've already touched that on the version 3 chart. The version 1 chart does not have the most accurate chart points because not a lot of the volume actually trades on V1 anymore. I don't even think it exists at all. So yeah, lots of support here, right? So I'd be very surprised if HEX ever falls below these prices, this whole green box here. To be technically accurate, the 1.8 cents looks like that is what you call your Wyckoff check. Yeah, and I don't want to look for lower prices. That would be scary. Scary AF. Let's see how far down that is. It's like a 96%, right? 96% retracement. Yeah, that would be scary. That would be very scary. Let's look at HEX. This is the dollar index, right? Now, the dollar has been breaking down. Yeah, we finally hit this target down here that I've put 105. So this target has been hit. So you after the M breakout like this, you tend to get a little bit of consolidation. I really don't want to see us retest the bottom of this triangle. Right, so this means that as the dollar breaks down, the institutional investors need to find places to put their dollars, right? So they go into risk assets like your stocks, cryptocurrencies being the most volatile, right? And the most riskiest. The daily pretty oversold. The weekly has a lot more room to go down. And this just shows that this is a confirmed breakdown. The RSI, just make it bigger, has made, I mean, it hasn't been this low since June of 2021. So yeah, this means that it could be because the Fed wants to stop tightening, right? So reducing the amount of rate hikes that they're doing and the amount by which they're doing it. So that's a dollar index. Let's look at what MicroStrategy is doing. Remember, this is Michael Saylor, one of the larger holders of Bitcoin, right? This company actually holds it. So this, funnily enough, hasn't broken the lows yet. It's holding up quite strong versus, and you can see this moves a lot like BTC. Let's put up the BTC up here. So the line chart is BTC. So we've broken down on BTC below its lows, although MicroStrategy has not broken down yet. The NASDAQ, let's just remove the Bitcoin over here. Let's see what Tether is doing. This is important to look at because it shows how many people are still in stablecoins, and it's continuing to go up. People haven't exited. It looked like we bottomed or topped in the Tether back here, but now it's just continuing to rise as people flee their crypto positions into stablecoins, right? And it's pretty much at an all-time high. And you can see how this correlates with Bitcoin. As this pumps, the price goes down. Although USDC does not look that powerful. This is what most of the... Now this is, as I said previously, this is the opposite of a bear flag. This is a bull flag, right? And this tends to break to the upside. Still a lot of power in this move left. Unfortunately, it did actually look like it was done for. Now, we have a divergence here. The stablecoins dominance is going up, but the dollar is losing value. Let's look at HEX versus ETH quickly. on the daily chart, we're still holding in this range, which is good to see. Let's check on the monthly if we can see anything here. Which stablecoin is the one to trust? Don't trust a single one. Now, I don't give financial advice, but splitting up your risk between DAI, USDT, and USDC would be the best course of action. So you would have maybe a third in USDT, another third in USDC, and another third in DAI, and maybe some more obscure ones like BUSD, which is Binance's stablecoin. And the thinner you put your risk, the better, obviously. So there's not much we can see on this ETH versus BTC or ETH versus HEX chart. Although we do have a buy signal on the weekly. Now, this week ends tomorrow, right? So that would be really good if we get another green dot on the cipher. So, I mean, it could go lower, a bit lower here. Let's see what the RSI is saying. I mean, we found support on the moving average for now. We've held support. Let's look at BTC. DAI is safe, but is backed by USDT and Tether, I suppose. That is true. So DAI is like a basket of those coins. X is not stable. It's the opposite of a stable. It's been pretty stable, like chilling around the 3 cents area for, if we do not take into account this recent 5-cent pump. It's just been moving sideways. Let's put up the Bollinger Bands because this was so tight back here. Okay, so it's still pretty wide. Yeah, so we need for this to tighten a bit like it did back here before we can expect another move. It is pointing to the downside, unfortunately. Okay, we were on HEX-BTC. We still have a green dot up here. I mean, the HEX-BTC chart looks really, really good. Let's put off the log. And the longer we move sideways here, the better base we have. And we still have higher lows. Like this was the altcoin versus BTC chart was always my favorite chart to look at. Because at the end of the day, the most speculators in this market actually look to increase their BTC or their Ethereum bags with the altcoins. So the altcoins is like spot altcoins are like a leveraged position on your BTC, right? So, I mean, this is picture perfect chart, like this beautiful defended bottom, the higher lows, and when we're just moving sideways. Look how long we moved sideways back here. And you want this long base to form. And the tighter and the longer this range at the bottom, the more aggressive the move to the upside will be. I haven't done this in a while. But let's see where our X Fibonacci extensions are at. But look how tight we are on the weekly on the Bollinger Bands. Very, very tight. This is almost ready to go on the weekly. Let's remove this. And see, because we got a new low. Yeah, so these are your upside targets for the next bull run, right? These are pretty conservative targets. Let's see where the 1.618 is at. This is the golden ratio, right? 80 cents, 82 cents. Yeah, these are, now this is probably going to take 3 years, right? Very, very reasonable. Your first target is 82 cents. Then your next target, the 2.618, is at 1.31 cents, $1.31. And then your more optimistic targets at $2.30. Very, very reasonable targets. I mean, if we go back here, we do the same extension. This did from the big payday. I mean, it totally outperformed. This was after 80% dip. Let's do one from here. We also outperformed all of them. Maybe we should do it back here. I mean, we outperformed all of these extensions. But we haven't had long consolidation like this yet. So it'd be interesting to see how it plays out in the next 3 years. I can't wait to look back at this and see what happened. Imagine $16X. That's at the 33. And look how it outperformed the 33 here. It well outperformed the 33 extension here. Being tight, does that mean uncertainty? No, it means that the range which the price moves in is pretty small, right? It's just a reduction in the volatility, which is a good thing to see, as this, I mean, you can see how large the candles was initially, right? And now the candles are much smaller. And it's more pronounced on a linear chart. Look how massive these candles are, right? This is high volatility, where you can see how small these candles are at the bottom. This is low volatility. And the longer you have low volatility, the next move tends to be incredibly violent. And I mean, this is why I like the linear chart. This is what charts do. They come right back to retest their breakout levels, and we have now done that. Like this is where the granny investor is literally licking her chops at these levels. She's like, damn, this asset looks great. And all she wants to see now, her first thing she looks out for is break of the downtrend. Now we have the break of the downtrend, right? We can see that we're forming candles this side. Now she wants to see, I mean, you can even do this on the weekly chart. She wants to start seeing higher lows on the chart. Now, unfortunately, we do not have that, as we've made new lows here. So what she wants to see from here is she wants this massive candle down here to be defended with higher lows. And the longer this moves sideways and the smaller the candles start to get, the more excited she gets, because it's just a matter of time before this pops off. And the longer this moves sideways, maybe there's another measuring move we can use this for. The longer this moves sideways, the where is this measuring tool? Trend angle? No. So the longer you move sideways, the higher the move is to the top. something like that, right? And pretty much the 50% move. Do I have a template on here? Markets, this is GAN theory. Markets always tend back to the 50%. Now our 50% is at 27 currently. If we go lower, it would go lower as well. Just put the values to the right here. This is GAN theory, right? The market always tends back to the 50% at least. And this is Hex's first market cycle, so I would expect it to break its all-time highs. It's just a matter of time. It's like Richard Hart says, if you wait 3 years, you'll be rich again. Morning, Raymond. I hope you are well. So yeah, at this stage, we just have to be patient. I know it sucks. It's painful. But who said getting rich is easy? It's not supposed to be easy. And in cryptocurrency, the emotions at the top is incredible, and the emotions at the bottom is just as incredibly bad. It feels terrible. So GBTC for this week to check out, definitely a little bit of a risky situation going on here. So yeah, I think we've covered pretty much everything. I hope you guys are not freaking out. I know all of the FUD is pretty thick right now. What do you guys think about the the hexologist situation? Because I don't know if I can find it now. Maybe I should go on my other channel. Because like he asked people for a donation, right? And if you do the chain analysis on his donation address, that donation address cashed out a week ago $250,000, right? And the community helped him out. So last I checked, the donation was like 26,000. Now I'll give my opinion at the end after I explain it. So the what's his name? Corey Costa, Crypto Coins, something like that. He said Hexo needed 10K. And the community donated like 26K last time I checked. So now the Joker is saying that he fleeced the community for that money, and he wants to use it for himself, using his live stream, the exit, to garner some sympathies. So what I think happened is, I think he cashed out 250,000 of his own money, dollars of his own money. And then Richard Hart tweeted like in the last week that if you are being sued, in not as many words, right? He said that people should help them. And he then made that donation public, address public, where the community then helped him. I don't think he tried to fleece the community, but I do think it's, if someone like him, which has been promoting Hex literally from the start, I think it's the community's responsibility to help him. Like, he shouldn't have to pay to defend himself, right? After all, actually, I was onboarded by him, so I do not mind him getting that 10K. It's like, it's a lot for some people. I get that. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. So in summary is, I think he cashed out 250 just for insurance sake. And maybe just for, yeah, I'm saying the same thing over and over. But yeah, he cashed out in preparation of maybe future lawyer fees as well. And then when Richard Hart said that the community should help, he saw the opportunity, and rightfully so, I think, because I mean, there's some really rich people in this community, and if everybody chips in a little bit, it's really not that much, right? Especially if you're American. So yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, I think he cashed out 250 out of his own wallet, and obviously that's fine. And then saw an opportunity for the community to help him, which I'm also perfectly fine with. So yeah, that is some of the gossip in the Hex community recently. And I do not think much of it, right? The community has helped many people, like that Corey Costa coin guys. They built a computer for him. What's the My Life is Lit, that guy as well. They helped him with his house. Yeah, and I'm sure in private messages, more people have been helped as well. Agreed. Hex has brought many people here and should have helped. He and his wife and children needs to make them feel safe. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to put your face out there, then I think the community should pay for it, because I wonder how many people actually got the letter, right? But I don't care, right? It's going to be sorted out, and rightfully so. If everybody chips in a little bit, and I mean, you don't have to donate, right? Some people don't have money to donate, and some people do. Someone had to sell the top up here, right? So yeah, I don't see anything bad with it at all. Okay. One thing we want to see on this chart before we finish this video is it would be great if we ended this month above 3.4 cents, because we have not, you can see how beautifully it held as support, like from June, right? How many months has that been? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So we want this level to hold. Let's look on the higher time frames, what it looks like. But this is pretty much the retest of the highs back here. I should have known that this was going to happen, but you get caught up in this so much, right? And the market, this is so normal. It tends back to these levels, like, oh, once I look at this 1.4 cents, this makes a lot of sense, because this was resistance on big payday. It was resistance the New Year's pump, and then again in February, and then we broke out and came back to retest it as well. So, I mean, this level looks incredibly powerful. Unfortunately, that's like 50% down from where we are still at. Yeah, no problem with helping, exactly. Yeah, and he's helped the community so much thus far, right? People look to him for moral support, etc., right? I mean, that's, yeah. I shouldn't talk about the guy with the painted face. I see we're getting some volatility in the market right now. Maybe we get the final breakdown in the next week, hopefully. Let's rip off this band-aid and let's start with the accumulation phase, and then up we can go, right? Okay, do you guys want to look at Hadron? Hadron is suffering a little bit after the auctions have finished. Yeah, so we're coming right back to Oh no, I didn't want to remove that. So we've been bouncing off the reload zone or the golden zone for quite a while. Let me clean up this chart a little bit. This is the green box, right? And the green box tells you where value is at. It's the area between the 61.8 and the 78.6 level. Let me just draw it up. So you choose the Fibonacci tool back here from the bottom all the way to the top. This gives you the golden location or the reload zone or a position of strength, whatever you'd like to call it. You can make it golden, but that's ugly. Let's just keep it green. Yeah, and this is where value is at. The professionals start accumulating their coins here, the next level, and there. So this, if you're a massive Hadron fan, this is where you should be interested. And not up here in the nosebleed section. This is where people get wrecked. Yeah, Hadron, in short, is returning to fair value. And we might see lower targets as not a lot of people are going to keep on talking about it. But this is nothing bad. I mean, this is simply natural market movements, right? You want it to come down. The RSI has got a little bit more room to go. If this holds this level here and breaks this high up here, that would be bullish divergence, and you could have quite a powerful move. The stochastic, we might see it turn down in the next week or something, probably. And we'll keep an eye on that. Icosa, damn. I just stuck myself with a scissor either way. We're testing the lows pretty much here. It's oversold. It can go a little bit lower, the RSI, but we do want it to defend these lows because for the Icosa ecosystem to be healthy, we want it to keep parity with its hex. Let's just look at the hex Icosa parity quickly. I think it traded at like 34 per hex previously, and you want it to stay around that area. This one is the better one to look at. So Hex versus Icosa. This is the version 2 though. So Icosa is a little bit more overvalued here. We want it to stay in this area down here, right? At 31. So a little bit, Hex is a little bit more overvalued here. Or is it the other way around? Either way. Doesn't matter really. But this is going down because the Hex price is also going down. This is not a fair representation of it though. Either way, there's a lot of Icosa that came onto the market. This is very natural for it to come down here. And it's pretty valuable down here to get some Icosa and to stake it, although the yield might not be that much as... So every 90 days, there's going to be a ton of yield in Icosa, right? Can you look at Icosa? Oh, we're doing that for you now. If there's any other coins you guys want me to look at in the Hex ecosystem, I would be glad to do that. So pretty much Icosa, at the end of the day, it's getting into where value is at. It's bouncing off its lows. And if I was interested to get some, I might be getting some at 7.8 cents. We might see lower prices, but this goes down as HEX's value goes down as well. So yeah, it's just looking at the Icosa chart, it's undervalued pretty much. And this is a good area to buy. We're not, let's pull it up here. We are below the reload zone where value is at, right? So this is where the grander investor is interested. Getting it either inside of the reload zone or below it. And if we make new lows, we can just pull our Fibonacci tool from there as well. So we've looked at Hadron, we've looked at Icosa. Yeah, and that's pretty much everything for today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. And I promise to be more consistent. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Do like it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers for now and bye-bye.